Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, so today I have a series of companies that I want to investigate, but I'll be posting it in subsequent days. As for today, I'm looking at this company named Twi. Let me just get the name. Okay, Twilio Inc. So what we're going to do is simple. We have Google, so all we have to do is Twilio Inc. First thing first, I'm going to check in Morningstar about the company. So TWLO, it's the company that we're going to analyze. So I'm going to open separately. Okay, here we go. So don't think investment analysis boring. You can make it interesting, listen to some music, and continue doing your analysis. So as you practice, it will be easier, right? Wow, look at the price of it. That's so beautiful. What I like about this, okay, let me cover that in a while. Let's see what we have here first, okay? The ticker code is TWLO. You have to document that if you have a template, if you have your own what they call journal or analysis book, write it down in that. Write down the company name, write down the ticker code, and so on. Okay, it is very, very okay. So what we have here, I'm going to copy this. Okay, I have my notepad. Let's say notepad or journal or template. Maybe lucky subscriber of the channel, maybe I'll share the template that I'm using. But perhaps once I hit the 100 subscription or 100 subscribers, then perhaps I'll give all the 100 subscribers, I'll create a video to explain the template on how to use it. Then perhaps you can, you're free to tweak it. Okay? So yes, this is a company based in San Francisco, right, in US, right, and it is a communication sector actually. Okay, so this is where in some places they put it differently. Okay, so you may get a different result. So if you get a different result, just write it down. Why do you get a different result? You can ask that question. Perhaps the most revenue is being generated by this company in that particular area, so they are emphasizing, because some companies does more than for example, communication service, they are also having software and IT services. Okay, so but the extensiveness of them, having the internet content and information or IT services, perhaps IT services not giving them major revenue. We do not know, but we will get to know about it. Okay. So one thing I wanted to know about video is, yeah, established. such a event. No, only in 2008. Wow. So, yep, we got some information, got it done, and then let's go to the key ratio. So I'll open separately key ratio. Meanwhile, I just want to look at the competitor. So I've never heard this company, so I really don't know, because I don't know what this company does as well, but it's an IT company. So all these competitors, they're written here. I got no idea what they do. Nevertheless, stock type, speculative growth. So this information eventually will help you. Okay, we need this information. Okay, good. So yep, their fiscal year is year end. So the reason one is quarter two earnings. Yes. Okay, and here I've opened the key ratios here. Okay, so I want to download the key ratios. Okay, there are several aspects we want to look at when we say key ratio. One of it is we want to look at the EPS. It has been negative throughout. Okay, one thing about this company, it is a disruptive company, meaning to say it is likely to grow now because of the trend of the technological direction. So it's an innovation company. So most of the data you see here, it's like, things. If you would have watched my previous video on Shopify, you would have seen that they have been going through negative revenue for the past 8 years. Their boom, three-digit revenue was last year and followed by this year. That's how it works. So if you were to look at it in terms of that aspect, I don't see much that we can. And this company doesn't pay dividend. Most of the software or technological company doesn't pay dividend. See, their net income has been negative throughout. Right? How much is their free cash flow? It's also negative. Well, so their book value per share, they have a good value, meaning to say they are building their infrastructure, maybe their assets. Okay, sorry, that's their share is building, their book value as well. You see, yeah, it doubled, and then it doubled in this year. Okay, nothing much we can take. So I'm going to just document it, these important details, so you can actually document it as well, and then perhaps you will know how, or what is the basis that I'm using here. Okay, So here I am looking at return on equity as well, has been negative, right? And if we look at their debt, I believe they are highly, they are not borrowing a lot. So yeah. So in terms of debt wise, seems to be no debt. I guess these are few information we'll be taking, and we will also take information like the earnings per share, TTM value. So guys, if you want to know how to analyze such companies, you can always join investment program, or maybe sometime in future I will also create another video for that. Okay, so there's no dividend in this company, so basically there won't be any dividend yield as well. So as I said, the current book value is 60.37. If you can see, the book value here is 60.37. Right? I think that's all information that I want from there. And oh yeah, there's another information that I wanted to also check. The growth has been negative. So yeah. Okay. So let's close. No dividend, so don't bother about looking at dividend. Let's go for the valuation, and then we take some information on valuation. Okay, there are several information that I want you to observe in valuation, which would contribute in terms of analyzing an attack or a new or a disruptive based companies. Okay, so if you see here, as I mentioned previously, you cannot evaluate this company by price over earning because the company doesn't have any earnings. No, it's so direct. But we can, and the company perhaps was, they would have been conducting. So the company at least have a 5 years record here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So based on this, we can do some sort of analysis. So just note it down somewhere where it would be useful for you. Okay. Okay. So I guess these are some of the information that I was looking for in terms of the technical numbers. Okay. So yep. And next we will go to the Inc. annual report. So you can click like this, it will bring you to the official page. So you can see that immediately you can see the investors relation. So if you can't get any results for this, then you just put investors relation. Or you can always go to sec.gov and then search TWLO. But since the website have given, we will also get a lot of insights from the website, like their new released events, management announcements, and so on. So yep, let's move on. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to analyze a little bit on their companies. Perhaps we will look at two aspects: the economic strength of a company. Then the next thing, I also want to see the risk aspect of the company, right? So there's two aspects. Want to evaluate and see. So a company can shut down because of high risk, which can happen. So I want to evaluate both. let's look at, yeah, somehow this site looks more or less like Shopify's page, but it's kind of direct. So obviously you will get annual report, but at the same time, I want to look at the earnings presentation rather than the earnings release. Okay, so what else do they have? Let's just quickly have a look. Right, and then let's click on news and just see what do they have there. So here you can see some of the events that's taking place in the company, you know. So investors news is the financial reports. Okay, what's in the overview here about the company itself? Yeah, this would be very good. Look at their products. So yeah, I want to see all of their products. So they are doing more of communication. If you see here, you have everything related to communication and other things that we can. Okay, we have checking on their products. Let's look at governance. These are their management. So do they have any? There are some documents that we can actually look at. Great. I think let's go into the annual report. Okay. At the same time, to ease the research. Okay. I want facts first. So I prefer the annual report, which is in SEC. 10Q is basically quarterly report. So maybe we can look for alright, let's look at annual filings. Alright, from 10K. Yeah, great. I hope it opens the SEC. Yes, okay, great. What do I mean by SEC? You can see up here, Security and Exchange Commission. So you can actually directly go to the sec.gov and get this document because the company would have submitted the document, alright? So guys, right. For now, that's all I wanted to look at, nothing else. I am not looking at any other products. We will check on their products and everything. Guys, in this video, I'm going to cover the economic and risk as what I mentioned earlier. If you all want the detailed report, you can always go to my Facebook page, Petal Cube, and get the report. So that would be very high level report, but well, you know where I'm getting the details from. I'm being transparent here, okay? Let me have some drink. All right. The one advantage about SEC 10K is it has a set of standard table of content. You will see the same for all Form 10K, okay? So we will be covering not all the 100 over pages, no way, don't worry. I've already taken 20 minutes just to show you on the financial and the annual report. So we will cover this quite fast. We'll look at the business, we will look at the risk factor. These are the two areas that we will be covering. So let's go into it. Okay. So let me make it slightly larger. Okay, good. And take down notes as you check. You just take down. I do have a template here where I just post whatever that I take. Okay, so let's read a little bit. Software developer are reinvented. Exactly. Now people don't develop anymore like those days. Although the back end or the the background of the whole tool is the core programmer or core program, but developers nowadays not necessarily need to know to that extent of computer languages. Software helps to build the computer language. You just need to communicate it out. So yeah, a lot of companies are venturing into that mode. So software developers are reinventing everything. They're making things easy. Okay. It's an area where we could not invent or communicate. So yeah, this is some details, and then Twilio spent 12 years. So can you see why they have been there's no sales, there's no earnings? This this company was formed in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what's the date we saw? 2008. Let me just check what I've documented. Uh, yeah, it's 2008. I think that's what I saw. We saw that, right? 2008, correct. 2008, and now it's 2021. It's almost the number of years spent here, just starting to go. So they spent so many years in building the communication platform. Don't you think that they will be spending a lot of time? Look at this. So their vision is to be a leading. So they would have uh, done the building of the company, or they would have built the company in the perspective of Twilio's vision. So they are looking at a range of innovation, including uh, computing and storage. So we offer softwares designed to address specific use case like account security and contact center. So they allow users uh, customize, not to say customize. Some companies may not like customize using it as is, but you can build, you can configure it according to your use case. So yeah, that's good. Super Network is our software layer that allows customer software to communicate. So this is their networking layer. If the IT or the computer industry or those one from the telecommunication industry would understand that. Okay. So yeah, we get a high picture about what this company is doing. So Twilio, it's like it's like being used or supplementing many other giants or many other developers out there. Okay, okay, let's go into it. Second page. Still talking about the company's mission. So I'm going to scroll a little faster. So I believe you don't need to read too much about this because this is more platform related, yeah, if you understand, you can always look at it. These are the communication platform. So through this, you know that they are covering SMS, MMS, and all sort of things. So this is a programmable messaging. So they include voice, they have emails, every sort of communication. So they have video, conversation, contact centers, user verification, marketing campaigns, super network, IoT. So this is still giving the high-level picture of what Twilio is doing. So they have their organized. Okay, this is something I wanted to also know. So I'm going to mix here and there. So as I analyze, I will let you know what am I looking at. Okay, so now I'm actually looking at the risk aspect, people risk per se. You see that this company is actually confident enough to say that they have, when you this is audited reports. Okay, so they have about 4,500 4,600 employees, which includes 1,369 outside of US, and the rest is in US. Okay, so they benefit, their national level benefits. Okay, and then they are mentioning here that their relationship with employees to be good and have not experienced interruption of operation, work stoppage due to labor disagreement. This is a powerful statement, meaning to say the company actually takes care. Uh, uh, the employees are happy with the company. Companies like software companies, their key people are the skilled employees or skilled professionals. Okay, so it is the employees more than the management, although management is also another key aspect. So here we can see that uh, they are they do not have people risk here, being a negative uh, revenue based company. Okay, so yep, let's look at it. Any other? So they have multiple programs catered for the people itself, All right, so let's look at a little bit on the compensation benefits. So this we have found, of course, so I believe that yeah, really doing. They reflect very good. So it is obvious 12 years of developing a company, meaning to say this 12 years it was R&D. So if we haven't closed that, let's look at their key ratio again. I believe we can check on the so let it open, meanwhile opening. So they do have, and our research is built around a small development team. And they considered 1,931 staffs are small, very small. So last year they had 1,931 employees in their R&D organization. We will check on that. Mhm. This is customer support. Perhaps this will show the switching cost, may contribute to the switching cost. Switching cost is very much from the customer perspective. Mhm. Nothing much we can cover here. Alright, we are looking at intellectual property. So this is where it shows that they have intangible. They have intangible assets, and you can get the details from. Look at this. They have 157 patents and trademarks. So this covers the regulatory. Let's see. Yeah, uh, software companies will have a lot of regulatory. They are bounded with many regulations. So they do have regulatory intent, but we have to see how far they're managing it. This bill will being tested according what's a good still evolving, meaning to say they're still evaluating. So there are chances that um, okay, so GDPR. What other information can we take? Get it in 101 address. Okay, we are moving to the risk factor in detail. Let's see what we can get. If I'll get any points, and I'll start spelling it out. I'm going to quickly search partners. It's speaking about their future risk. Okay. Anywhere mention about their partners? Okay, partnership. Look at joint venture, joint ventures. Merger. Do you have any mergers? So far nothing documented yet. Yeah, it's not documented yet. So we did not get any information on their network. So let's see, sales. Yeah, okay. So we got some information on their intangible asset. So some information on um, science, their science and technology risk, their people risk, regulatory risk. Let's look at inflation. Nothing on inflation. So yep, quickly we can see this good information. So I'm going to check on part. Okay, right. This is their annual report book, right? So this is their revenue. Active customer accounts has been increasing gradually. So this is in thousands, so 150,000, right? There's an increase. So they don't have customers has been increasing. This is they are satisfied. So that's been going very new active customer account, companies like Nike, Delta, Comcast, Epic, Philips, some good names that you are aware. So you look at this, they have good customer base, okay, and they have broad segment, so this is good. All right, several great enterprises, JP Morgan, okay, they are still growing. What other information that would right, adopting contact center platform, we announced expansion of ecosystem. So they have integrated with some of the giants of the Salesforce is CRM solution and Zendesk, Calabrio, Google, and so on. So this is one good example of the network that they have built. So I would say that they do have a strong network. They are building their network effects. This will help or this will supplement value for their business, okay? Because it's synergized with companies like this. So there is so they are recognized as great place to work. So this shows that another factors that is reflecting they do not have uh, people risk. So they have launched several new products. So this ecosystem will actually reduce or minimize the expenses. It will benefit it, so it's a benefit. Okay. So they have the first virtual signal built by Twilio and also other platforms like Microvisor and so on. So yep, that's a good information about the strength of a company. They have an ecosystem, so hardly people will want to move out. What other information seems to be interesting? This is more of story narrated based. So quickly, I would like to. And I'm just quickly scrolling, guys. Oh, sorry. If you have time, you can always get into it and then look into the site itself. So this is basically what we have checked in the annual report just now. So I believe it is repeating the same. Yeah. So I'm quickly moving down. This is speaking about their boards. So here you can see if there is any risk of from the management aspect. they adhere to data protection, which we also saw in the Form 10K, and they are managing their risk pretty. So I'm going to move a little fast. Let's go down. This is more on the so this is how you search for information about the company, right? So I'm looking at some interesting information they may have. So these are very much on so let's see if they have reduction. Source reduction in all our offices. That's environmental. So do they have any other reduction? This reduction is I'm looking at cost reduction. Okay, then let's look at maybe margin. We don't get much words on this. So I'm trying to go a little faster in the interest of time. We can search as better margin or optimize. Oh, great. These are some of the information. I guess I did not get much on the okay, so we will move on. Let's see what they have in Q2 earnings. Let me just put it in a full format page. Let's look at it. Let's 67% year over year. That's a lot. More than 240,000 active customer accounts. That's a lot. I think it has increased way a lot from what we have saw just now. Okay, that's the information. Let's look at top 10 customer account. These are their diversification of revenue. Where's it come from? Okay, they don't have much. Let's look at their products. What do they have since we opened? Orchestra and trust data. They give communication APIs. So super network delivers for connectivity. Alright. Tools, runtime, sync. Okay. Some more of tools that a company would want. Okay. So yep. Guys, these are some of the information I received for Twilio. I have not seen much, but then yeah, whatever we have looked just now, I will be documenting it into a report format, which you can eventually get it from my Facebook page. So till then, take care, stay safe.